Kate Burns is here, looking amazing, I have to say.
Thank you.
It's really lovely to see you.
It's
really
lovely
good
to see you. I watch the show every morning.
God bless him.
Bless
God bless him. Now, when you said when you got work done, you got cosmetic surgery, it wasn't about looking younger. What was it about? What were you setting out to do?
Well, as far as looking younger, I do come from an extremely good genetic gene pool. My mother was 74 when she died of lung cancer, and she probably would have easily passed for 50. She was a German lady and a Holocaust survivor who'd been a German aristocrat, and her father directed a couple of Marlene Dietrich's earliest films, so she was very... everything was taken away from her in the Holocaust, but she lived in this sort of fantasy world where she believed that it didn't really matter what you did or what you thought or what happened as long as you looked fabulous doing so, because she firmly believed that the exterior influenced the inside. You know, if you're feeling a bit crap in the morning and you face yourself in the mirror and you don't look so crap, well, it kind of meets somewhere in the middle. I would say that the quote that's run away with itself, that I did it out of boredom, sounds a bit like Munchausen syndrome. It was not out of boredom. I have very profound beliefs that I'm sure a lot of your viewers will find, you know, hilarious because they haven't hit that spot yet, but I believe very strongly in past lives, and all through my life I actually didn't register the person I was seeing. I always saw this person. So when I saw myself on TV or I saw myself on a magazine cover, I didn't know who it was. It wasn't a case of dysmorphia, because I've spoken to psychologists and psychiatrists. It wasn't like the way people go for gender reassignment. I was very solidly seeing something that wasn't reflected back at me.
So does that mean then that when you look in the mirror now,
I look exactly
you have
as
become,
I looked in a lifetime before?
Right, you've become the person you always thought you should be.
Yeah, and there's also a very prominent psychic and sort of medium called Sylvia Brown, who's extremely well respected and only really known in America, who's done extensive work with the CIA and a lot of other people who takes you back to past lives, and she does find a large percentage of people who alter themselves, be it gender alteration or surgical alteration. They've just got to do it. It's to restore themselves to something that they remember inside. And I know people probably think that's a very Michael Jackson thing to think, but I've researched it in depth.
And are you happy with the way you look now? This is the way that you want to... Are you going to do anything else, Pete? Or are you happy with what you've got?
I'm completely happy with what I've got, and I've done everything very slowly. And although I'm not going to sit here and reel off a list of what's been done, it's a lot less than people would think. It was a point, I argued with somebody on live TV because they were going off about Michael Jackson saying he'd done everything. Well, I'm sorry, he hasn't done everything. It's his nose that's been altered and some really, really bad tattoo makeup. Because if you alter the nose and reduce it, everything looks larger. If you look at early photographs of Michael Jackson in the 70s, before the record company airbrushed them when he was a teenager, he had the same very prominent jaw, but that wasn't considered appropriate for somebody of his age, so they softened it down. But it genuinely, I do know a surgeon, and it is only his nose, and yes, it has been overdone, and it's a bloody disaster.
It is. No, it is.
But you know,
right.
he's happy with it, and I don't really think the general public are educated enough or articulate enough to judge, particularly some of the journalists who write these things about him. They should take a good damn long look at themselves.
But also those same people have had a fair pop at you occasionally, and people do. What's the sort of reaction in the street, and what do you say to people who say, you know, how could you do that to yourself? Look,
I get a lot of really, really good responses, because I think I give off a general air of happiness with myself. It's just occasionally somebody who's completely retarded, who needs a front lobe lobotomy, will feel a need to air their view. But then I have a strange perspective. I didn't just become flamboyant when I was in the charts. I was like that from 13 years of age. But when fame came along with it, it makes other people feel invisible. So when they're shouting an insult at you, they're not really meaning you effing freak. They're meaning, look at me, please look at me.
Your whole lifestyle, you've said that you consider yourself an artist and use your flesh as a canvas.
Well, not in a pretentious way, but if you live in a house, you're going to alter the walls, you're going to paint the walls, you're going to buy new furniture. What I am is not really what you see on the outside. This is only the bodywork of something that's contained inside, and I reserve the right to alter it when and how I see fit. Nobody's going to give you a hard time if you paint your living room electric blue, but it's the same thing for me. This is what I live in. Houses and things I move from, this is what I live in, and I think that I'm extremely healthy, and in good nick for an old boiler, and I might as well adorn it. I just think, well, like Christmas trees, why not adorn? It was the jewellery, the tattoos,
and the
things like
flowers,
that.
which are beautiful. You've got the most incredible eyes.
Mother's eyes.
You've got
Nothing's been
amazing
done.
eyes. Very, very beautiful. But obviously, what people will focus on is the work you've had done on your
Lips,
mouth.
yeah.
But that for you, you're happy with that. That's the way you've.
It's kind of strange because, you know, I guess I don't even think if I'm happy with it. It was something that was absolutely necessary to be done for me, but it's kind of strange. The same people who are like, laugh at you on the street, then before you know it, they'll ask where you got it done. And I've worked only with a surgeon called Maurizio Vale, who's on the show a lot.
Oh, he was on yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know, he sees it. This is not for everyone, but he understands my journey, and I'm awake when he does the things, and I supervise what he does, and he's wonderful.
Unfortunately, Pete, we've got to wrap it up there because we're
is
about
a
to crash
shame.
into the weekend.
Shame we didn't mention the
Thank
Pet
you
Shop
so
Boys
much.
single,
Pet Shop Boys single coming out.
And My Greatest Hits Evolution.
There you go. See,
Evolution.
we did mention it.
Evolution. Good Christmas present.